Coin shop owner says if you hold silver for this long, it's time to quit. Now, this question comes up often, and the best way to address this is to get right to the gold to silver ratio, because many of us think, oh, hold silver to the grave, but that's actually not how this works. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get into this. Now, even as recently as yesterday, we had a comment on this live stream, and the question was, if you're holding a large amount of silver, I'm talking about 1,000 ounces of silver, 2,000 ounces of silver. If you're new to silver stacking, they may seem like a lot, but for many silver stackers, particularly those that have chosen to pull from their retirement and take that retirement savings out of the stock market, put it into metals, then 1,000 ounces, 2,000 ounces, it's absolutely within reach. So if you have that amount and you're holding, what you need to look at, and this is, I presented this to my local silver dealer yesterday after my live stream, because I've heard this conversation often, and he absolutely he's the one who really showed me and helped me to understand how to look at this in the long run. So this is what he's saying. If you look at the gold to silver ratio, let's say we'll take 1,000 ounces. Let's say you have 1,000 ounces of silver. And you can see here, this is fairly recent, right? Like we've been hovering at about 85 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. That's what this ratio means. And sure, we had a nice dip. This is back in May. We went down to 73. Many people might want to swap out at 73, but I prefer to hold until really it's closer to like 50 to 1. 50 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. That's what I like. And I'm going to show you in a minute how this works. So if you have all of that silver and it's truly sitting there collecting dust, let's actually look at the long-term silver to gold ratio. This is going way back, right? Here we're back in like 1933. Let's look here. We're at 50 already. This is 1998, dipped down to about 50, right? In the late 90s, early 2000s, we had some dips down to 44. Look at this, 2006. Even fairly recently, 2011, we got down to like, it's in the 40s. It's hard to get this thing to hold, but look at that. We're at 40 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. That was 2011, not too long ago. Now, again, if you have that 1,000 ounces of silver and it's just sitting there, the gold to silver ratio tightens. You are actually losing money if you do not swap out for gold. Not all of it. You don't have to swap all of it. But this is what my dealer was explaining to me. You're really losing money. You really are. If you're not swapping out at that point. Because let's say you swap out 40 ounces of silver. With the premiums you paid for that silver, on average $2 an ounce for premium above just generic rounds, $2 an ounce. So what, you paid $80 for those 40 rounds. $80. You swap it out. Gold it's not gonna stay at a 40 to 1 ratio. It will not stay at the 40 to 1 ratio. That's how this works. There's no way. Look at the chart here. It's going to bounce back up. So let's say it goes back then, look at that, to 80 or 90. Wow. Then immediately when it bounces back up, your gold value is just exploding. And the premiums that you lost, it's washed out. It's nothing. It's totally washed out. So really, to hold and just put your blinders on and not pay any attention to this gold to silver ratio, silver to gold ratio, however you want to say it, without paying attention to the ratio, you're really losing out. This is fairly recently, 2011. It's pretty recently. So this is what we need to look at. And many of us are long-term holders. I am a long-term holder when I stack silver, and I've been stacking and I've been holding, and nothing's stopping me. I'm holding. So check out, and these charts are everywhere. You can just Google these charts, and there's many different charts to look at. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps to get this out there. Now, I'm putting a phone number on the screen. I want you guys to call me. I got some calls yesterday on this live stream. I want to do it again. I get a chance to actually talk to you. You're going to talk to me, Pound of Gold. Let's get this number up, see if I could do this correctly again. It worked out yesterday. There it is. Call this number, 925-412-1969. I want to hear you guys, your voice. I love reading the comments, but I really want to talk to you too. So give me a call. And while I'm waiting to see if somebody will give us a call, let's pull up what else is going on in silver. Look at this. This is Metals Daily. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with this site, but check it out, Metals Daily. This lists, I mean, look, this is from December 10th here. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like almost maybe 10 to 12, almost, about 12 links to what's going on in silver today. And this is really top of the line. I love this site, Metals Daily. And it look, this is the first one. I just clicked on it. So check this out on your own, because it really shows you what's going on at the moment for silver. And J-Post, you hear me talk about J-Post often on this live stream. Give me a call, guys. My number's right there. Let's get some calls. Give me a call. I want to hear your voice on the Pound of Gold live stream. Live conversation with Pound of Gold. So look at this. This is silver price surges 4%. And this may seem like nothing to think twice of. But look at how stagnant silver was even 12 months ago. We were $10 under this. We were at $22 an ounce for silver for a long, painful stretch of time. It was a long stretch to just have silver sitting there not moving. So a nice surge going up to $32.25 is exciting on two ways. First, yes, if you're following the $10 plan, right? That plan where you buy a certain amount of silver, you hold it until we get a nice jump up of $10, your holding will really increase in value, right? It's just simple math. Even if let's say you put $200 in, right? You're going up $10 per ounce of each ounce of silver. So we've gone up. This is the best year. If there's ever a year to get excited about silver, it's been 2024. When we had that big change in May and gold shot up, got its all-time high. Silver took about 4 weeks, maybe 5 at tops. Silver followed, going up $10. That changed everything. Before then, if you're new to silver stacking, you don't understand. Before then, we as silver stackers in our community, we're constantly convincing people about silver. We're always kind of like pleading our case and trying to explain why we're not crazy. The 2024 has really shown that this is how you do it. And we're not doing this for an investment. Let me make that clear. We're not stacking silver for an investment. We're stacking to hedge inflation. We're stacking because we know that this fiat currency is constantly losing value. Give me a call. While I'm talking, give me a call on this number right here, 925-412-1969. Actually, I'm confident that many of you listening were born in 1969. It's an easy number to remember. I'm sure we got some 1969 stackers out there. It's actually, I won't give it away, but I'm pretty close to 1969. Very close. I won't say what it is, but I'm close. So yeah, like shooting up 4% is really exciting. And I happened to look at this article this morning, so I know what it's showing us. And we often see all of this technical language, like look, technical reversal patterns and double bottom pattern. Nobody, unless you're in trading, this means nothing. This means nothing. But what articles like this do show us is that people like JP Morgan, right? There are investors, there are analysts at JP Morgan that have determined, they really get it down to such a science. They determine that if we reach, I off the top of my head, I think it's like $34. If silver gets to $34 by, and I think the date is January 16th. I posted a video on this a few weeks ago, but it's something around that. It's really specific. If silver breaks $34 at that point, then that momentum that's what we need. That will slingshot silver as up into, heading to what we want, which is past $40, heading to $50. So they really know how to break this down. But for us as silver stackers, that language, we don't, right? Like I couldn't tell you what technical reverse pattern is, double bottom pattern. It's not It's not my field. So we've got industrial demand moving silver along with this, and macro demand. As here in the States, as silver stackers, I don't know why. Everyone wants to ignore the macro issue for silver, and it is pressing. Not only is it pressing, it's a clear case of metals in the United States moving up in value. Look at China stockpiling gold for what? At least 2 years straight, probably 3 years straight before we hit our all-time high. I mean, that just what central banks do on a macro level impacts our price of silver here at home. Give me a call, guys, on this number. This is a live stream. I know we all talk in the comments, but give me a call. I want to get you guys on the phone, talk to Pound of Gold live. That's why I have this number up here. Give me a call, 925-412-1969. Give me a call. So those macro issues are huge. And look what we're having for China and Russia, even in the past 6 months. First time we're seeing Russia add silver to their reserves. We haven't seen this before. And we know that China, just the announcement this week, is stating that China is doing everything they can to stimulate the economy, even just by making that sentence, that statement, cause commodities to shift. The world knows that China is in the middle of a silver rush. So when they say they're stimulating their economy, we know that impacts silver. That's silver on the macro level, and it really, it comes to our spot price, because often silver stackers here in the States, we roll our eyes when people start talking about China, start talking about the macro issues impacting our spot price. But that's exactly what this does. It impacts our spot price. So look at this here. Also, short sell volume decline. You know, we say, we have this phrase as silver stackers: if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And nothing has ever been more true when we look at short sale volumes. Right? These are people that are day traders. They short sell. They sell commodities, not just silver. They're trading. I mean, this is their job. They're trading commodities. And there's even silver stackers lately who are so deep into this that not only do they stack silver and hold the silver, but these stackers are advocating to go more into ETFs, more into paper silver rather than physical silver. Now, it just sounds like a technicality, but it is not. It is not, because the Silver Institute just came out with their data this month stating that they see a 15% decline in physical holdings of silver. When they say physical holdings, that's you and I as silver stackers, a 15% decline. So to hear that there's quite a few silver stackers who are going into these popular ETFs and they're trading silver, and they, I don't do that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't do that, but I'm not into that. But these silver stackers who are into ETFs, they really feel like that's the way to go. Like maybe from the beginning, I'm just guessing. I don't know. I'm just guessing that they were not into stacking an actual metal to begin with. They're looking more for a return on investment. And as silver stackers, that's not our route, right? We're not looking for an ROI. We're looking to build our stack of silver, and we're looking to specifically watch, as at the top of this video, as I showed you, we're looking to watch that silver to gold ratio. Give me a call, guys. Call right here. Call 925-412-1969. I want to get somebody on the phone, talk to you on the Pound of Gold live stream. Give me a call at that number. It bounces right to my phone, and I get to hear your voice instead of just reading you in the comments. Call that number. It's right there, 1969. You'll always remember it. So let's pull up what else is on this, because check this out. It's got the Heraeus precious metals forecast, and these guys are always really spot on with their forecast for silver. Precious metals forecast for 2025, Heraeus expects another record year for gold. And interestingly, I also looked at this before I got on the live stream, so I'm really excited about this. Silver is likely right here This is what you want to see as silver stackers. You want to see it right here. Silver is likely to outperform gold. Now, this is not when we state that silver is likely to outperform gold, it's not year on year. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at bullish periods. For example, when gold and silver both shot up in May, there was a stretch of time where both metals were like at their most bullish period. And when you analyze that, you can actually see that relative to themselves, silver outperformed gold. And that's really exciting. It's particularly exciting in 2024 because gold is so expensive and so out of reach for everyone. So to know that we could reach for silver and we could still stack silver at $32 an ounce, $31 an ounce, even going up high, even if it's in the 30s, I feel, $35, we're still able to stack silver the way we have been. And to know that we can fill tubes, we could, continue this endeavor of stacking silver. And at the end of the day, even as gold shoots up, silver is pulled along with it. At the end of the day, when we look at these bullish periods, silver is actually outperforming. Now, the easiest way to understand this is to look at silver and gold 12 months or maybe closer to 18 months ago when buying an ounce of gold cost about $2,000. And if you had bought, let's say, 2 ounces of gold, you had $4,000 back then, you bought 2 ounces of gold, or you bought the equivalent in silver. When you look at what your holdings today from that price, because silver was at that time, it was around $22 an ounce. With premiums and taxes, you were probably like 26, 27 an ounce. So when you do that math and you compare them today through this bullish period, you see that the difference is really not that grand. It's a few $100s. But now don't roll your eyes when you hear me say a few $100, because right at your screen here, gold could rise to basically $3,000. That's not within reach. It's not. And as silver stackers, if you were trying to stack gold, it's just a long, boring year. You're trying to save up the entire year to finally buy 1 ounce of gold for $3,000. It's not exciting. It's a lot of work and a lot of kind of boredom. Whereas stacking something that you could actually hold every week and accumulate every week. That's why we're silver bucks. That's why we're more in silver. Hit that phone number. Call me up, guys. 925-412-1969. This is a live stream, and I have it set up so you can call me on my phone. I want to hear from you. Come give me a call. Talk to Pound of Gold. And I'm not really into palladium. I know some of you guys stack palladium and platinum, even copper. There's quite a few copper stackers. I'm only silver, and when that ratio helps me, I go for gold. That's where I stay. I don't I don't go into any of those other metals, and I know I should, because I was in the silver stacking game back when silver was in the single digits, right? I was there, and if you had told me that silver was going to be shooting from $9 up to where we're at even now, at $32, even now, when you and I as silver stackers were rolling our eyes or feeling frustrated about silver not moving, maybe copper is going to be the same. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's possibly going to be the same, if we're going to get copper to move like that. So check out this Heraeus Precious Metals report, because these guys always have great analyses, and they also get into, like, here we're talking about geopolitical risks. They do go into some macro issues, but what I like about this Heraeus report is that they often show the shortage and the discrepancy between the amount of available silver and the silver demand, because there's not too many reports that come out on a regular basis that show us, oh, there's this much silver, there's not much more that we can get, and at the same time we have this massive demand. if you're interested in really going to the weeds on those things, I suggest you check out Silver Academy. That's a great website, Silver Academy. It's a couple of people who write on that website. They do their own silver blogs, and they're great. They really show exactly the difference between what's available and what we can get out of the earth. Because the frustrating part about the silver shortage is that silver is the most silver that we get to create all these rounds. It's a byproduct. It's a byproduct of mining for copper. It's a byproduct of mining other metals. So it's rarely the case that a mine is specifically mining and digging for silver and coming up with a large amount. It's typically just a byproduct. So that right there, just knowing that shows you that there is a big difference. Call me, guys. Call me. This is a real live stream. I want you to call me and talk to me. It's 925-412-1969. Give me a call. I want to hear your voice, not just read your comments. I like hearing your voice. I like talking to you. So check out this Heraeus report. It really tells you, a lot about it. And look, they go into other metals. They go into palladium. Heraeus is not sponsoring this video. I just pulled this up. I like these reports. This is where I get a lot of my information about silver stacking from. And even look at this ruthenium demand growing, right? Market surplus shrinking. So, there's a lot about metals here. It shows you right here. This is range per ounce. Silver, $28 to $40. That's what we're looking at. On my local level here, when I buy silver just from my local dealers, I'm looking at with taxes, with premiums, probably $37 for 1 ounce, probably $37. And that's why I support local dealers. I'm lucky because I live in an area that is heavily populated, and I have a pretty large selection of silver dealers, bullion dealers that I could turn to. I really would be frustrated if I was ordering online for silver. The prices are just outrageous. It's nothing like the deal you get when you have a relationship with a dealer and they hook you up. And, sometimes they're like, oh, don't worry about the taxes. They just hook you up because you buy all the time. You're in there all the time, like me. You're nagging them and talking to them until they want to get rid of you. That's the relationship you have with a local dealer. It's totally different when you're dealing online and you're talking to, you're not even talking to them. You're just like purchasing and following whatever the algorithm tells you, how much you can get for that certain amount. So look again on this Metals Daily site. It really shows you a lot. Your CME group, they're always posting videos. Julius Baer, let me get this a little bigger so you can really see it. There you go. Will the world run out of silver? I was looking at this also. Will the world run out of silver? This, right? These are like real questions. This is a podcast. Because silver supply crunch, gold mine for investors. Peter Kraft, of course, right? This guy always has a ton of information. He's like deep in it. I think he actually sells his own precious metals. So I think he does have a special interest, in what he says, because he's trying to sell silver. He's trying to sell gold. Is silver price about to get crushed or continue to go higher? So
gold and silver.
Here's SD Bull, that's going to Silver Dragons. I always check out Silver Dragons. He's the best. He always tells us a lot. So check out this Metals Daily. It tells you so many cool details about it's called daily because it's today. It literally shows you what's going on with silver, live, up to date at that moment. I'm gonna use this number on my live streams. I'm excited to hear you guys give me a call and actually talk to you on the live stream. It makes it a lot more exciting for me because I get to hear from you. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. This is how we get all of our information about silver stacking. Hit those buttons, and I'll see you guys on the next one.